Tell, not in studio this week.
I'm Randy Rosenblum. I'm not in studio. I'm in Greenville, South Carolina still. And this is SoCal Prep Report.
Randy, look, we know you're not pumping in extra noise, ambient noise, I think it's called. The birds are chirping, the light breeze in South Carolina. Yeah, you, my friend, are living the dream. It's actually like mid-60s and cloudy here in Los Angeles right now. I'll be honest with you, I like it because I know when that heat gets here, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, here, Tarek, it's warmer, but we've had rain the last few days. I actually don't have internet. I've had to make a different way to get on the air today. We had to sidestep the internet to get on, but the storms hit last night. It was pretty torrential in terms of a downpour. Right now, I'm outside. It's absolutely beautiful, a little muggy.
Yeah, I would say that we're lucky you have your own production crew on hand to get you set up there. So good for them, and thank you to all that helped. Look, we're going to get going here. We've only got a couple weeks left of this prep year, and we're basically into the final weekend, in my eyes, of high school sports, guys. The city championships, which we're going to talk about here today, ended last weekend, and this weekend are the Southern Section Spring Championships, more or less, and more so for baseball and softball. You got state track and field coming up this weekend. Yes, there's regional playoffs the week after, but there's so many opt-outs. I'll be honest with you, not a lot of people pay attention. So we're really talking about the weekend finale of the 2025-26 high school prep year. And we're going to start in the city section. There's no better opportunity to me, Randy, in high school sports than to win a city title at Dodger Stadium. So we're going to go over a couple of games here. Of course, Birmingham, yet again, it wasn't a repeat. They knock off El Camino Real, the defending champs, 4-2 at Chavez Ravine. Mason Ruiz was the hero, Randy.
Yeah, he had the big triple late in the game to clear the base runners. They were all aboard. It was a great opportunity, and Ruiz came through. And one of the keys when I look at this, Tarek, is you need somebody to make a play in a championship game, especially at Dodger Stadium. And Ruiz stepped to the plate with the bases loaded and got it done. This is a team that had dominated ECR twice during the West Valley League season. And I know ECR beat them early in the year, but the last couple of games, it was a lot easier. This time it wasn't. ECR jumped Birmingham. Birmingham had to fight back, but Ruiz made the big hit at the big time and propelled this Birmingham team to still another championship. They have 9. That's getting up there with the big boys. El Camino and Chatsworth have 10. 9 city championships currently for the Patriots.
Yeah, and Matt Mowry's got his 6th as a head coach. He actually broke away from Manny Alvarado from Kennedy, hadn't won one in a long time, but was the long-standing coach in Granada Hills at Kennedy High School. And now Matt Mowry's all on his own with 6 behind Tom Musborn, who has 8 at Chatsworth. But it was a great, great day at Dodger Stadium, Randy.
It really was, and this gives us an opportunity. You love to talk to the guys after the game. So let's hear from the winning coach and the star player for Birmingham in their win over ECR 4-2.
Open City champions. Yet again, I'm going to count them. He likes it when I do that. 17, 18, 19, 23, 26. That's a lot of championships in that short of time. Oh, yeah, he won one a couple of years back before that in 2014. Matt Mowry now has 6 city titles as a head coach. That makes him second all-time. Today they beat ECR 4-2. Coach, before we get to Mr. Ruiz here, just kind of talk about what it took to get this done today.
I mean, these kids put in such hard work over the course of the year, from August in the weight room, off season, just everything that we've been doing all off season was just a credit to them, because they did all the off season work that needed to be done.
It's not easy getting here, and then once you get here, you got to win here. Can you try and contextualize that for us a little bit, because it is challenging.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't want to be just satisfied getting here, but at the same time, getting here is huge. And the season that we had was amazing. I mean, our first league title, you know, and then the city title, you know, it's almost as nerve-wracking as trying to get a three-peat.
That's what's different about this one. They haven't won a West Valley League title since 1994. All those city championships came without a league title. They get one done today, this year, excuse me. Mason Ruiz, arguably the hero of the game today. What was your approach at bat today as a pinch hitter?
Yeah, I just went out there and just thought I'd just go get the fastball, hunt the fastball, and that's what I did. And because Coach gave us a good approach before the game, and that's what I wanted to do, just win for these games.
Is there anything Coach told you specifically, hey, you're going to go up to bat? Anything last second thing he might have told you that stuck in your head before you went up to bat?
No, when I got to the box, he gave me a nod, and that was my time to go.
Okay, and what does that mean exactly?
Just that, hey, you're in there. We got the confidence in you. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, and that gave me the good confidence to go out there and win for this team. That's what came out of it.
As a coach, what made you decide in the game, or what was going on to call his number?
Well, we've done it throughout the season with him. In the second half of the season when he became eligible, we've done it a few times where we've pinch ran for our right fielder and then entered him into the game late like that. And he's done outstanding for us. He's amazing defensively. He knows the game. He does a great job at the plate working counts. So, we have no problems with him being in there. And it proves it, shows it today. He's not scared. He's not afraid to go out there and perform.
Last one for you. Coming into Dodger Stadium, it tends to be a big moment, right? Yeah. You seem to step up to that. Did any of that faze you at all today? Was there a moment where you actually maybe playing defense or whatever the case may be, where you thought, man, I'm playing at Dodger Stadium, or you were just too focused on the game?
I was too focused at the game, and I'll look over in the stands, look at my grandpa, and when I was younger, he'd always tell me to come out here and win for him, so that's what I came out here to do. I want to do it for my grandpa. So.
Thank you. Last one for you. Just how proud are you of this team? Like we talked about, it's hard to get here. Anything specifically and maybe emotionally that stands out to you about this group?
I mean, it's tough. We always have a lot of heart in our guys, and these guys really had that heart and that desire all season long. It's just a credit to their hard work. They did all this. We just got them prepared as best we could, and they took it, the rest of the way. And then, the littlest guy comes up with the biggest hit.
Birmingham, once again, city champions here at Dodger Stadium.
Tight-knit baseball, too.
Well, Matt Mowry made a good joke after he goes, hey, man, I stole your line. Littlest guy came up in the biggest moment. It was pretty funny. I told him he had a future in broadcast. But, again, sorry, Randy, I know I cut you off, but go ahead. Your makeup of that interview and just maybe how special it was that Birmingham won another city title.
Well, again, they're one of the premier teams in the city section, so it's no surprise. And it is a very tight-knit team with a great bond. They really care about one another. I also want to say this, Tark. Those are two young baseball teams. So here we are again looking toward 27 next year. Don't be shocked if Birmingham and ECR are back at Dodger Stadium. They'll be the favorites.
Moving on, they weren't the only champions at Chavez Ravine. Of course, the Division I champion was Verdugo Hills, who took down Taft, another West Valley League team, 3-1. And, that game was a little bit tighter. And to me, Dodger Stadium, look, I'm going to call it what it is. Mason Ruiz, not really a name I'd heard of all year long. Bam. Now he lives in lore for that hit. Anthony Velasquez of Verdugo Hills, not really a name I had heard of all year long. The ball gets put in his hands after a 10-inning Silmar semifinal game. They exhausted a pitcher they planned on using at Dodger Stadium, who ended up throwing more than 90 pitches in the semifinal. In relief, they give the ball to Velasquez, and magic happens. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we've seen it for so many years, pitchers stepping up at Dodger Stadium, and Velasquez pitched a one-hitter. He's the story there. He was the difference in the game. The other factor here is Verdugo Hills, after the dramatic win over Silmar in extra innings, and keep in mind, Silmar was the number one team in D1. So that was a shock that Verdugo beat them. But you'll love the fact that this Verdugo team came together at the end of the year. a losing record during the regular season. Then they match up against Sylmar, number 1, knock them off, and then Taft from the vaunted West Valley League.
Mm-hmm.
So what is happening? You get the great performance by Velasquez, and they win the baseball game 3-1. And I know after the game, Tark, you had an opportunity again to talk to the star player and a very happy winning coach.
Alongside Angel Espindola and Anthony Velasquez, they just got off winning the Division I City Championship. Look at the grins on their faces. They know how good that sounds. Coach, I'll start with you. You were here in 2018.
Correct.
Second time here. How'd you get these guys ready for such a big moment, knowing you had been here before? What were some maybe insider info you shared with them?
Well, on the day of, I wanted to give them a chance to just kind of enjoy the moment. You know, I think just in my experiences is that the moment gets too big, and that's what causes mistakes and that nervousness and the tightness. So we got here early. I let them be kids, take pictures, do that whole thing, and then it was like, okay, time to flip the switch and let's lock in, and now it's game time. And it's worked, you know. So far the formula's
2-0, right?
So yeah, so I didn't plan on switching it up. So
Anthony, for you, did that help a little bit to get here, take some photos, soak it all in, and then focus on the game? Did that help you?
It helped me a lot. I came and I soaked it in, and I was living a dream, and then I got locked in. How to get locked in?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So look, real quick, the semifinal, a grinded out game with Sylmar. Just kind of talk about what it took to get through that game and then have to emotionally recover for something like today.
Yeah, I mean, it went 10 innings. Our starter went his 5 innings. Usually we would have Jack as our closer for both games, and Jack, came out of the pen for 90 pitches.
Oh my gosh.
It was one of those things. We ended up using 3 pitchers. So just to recover from that, and then have to also think of, okay, what's the plan at Dodger Stadium, and to have him step up the way he did, and and take the full game under his control, and he stepped up as a senior, and I'm extremely proud of him.
I don't think you could have drawn it up any better. I mean, 1 hit, you went the complete game. Just kind of talk about how you were feeling today.
I don't even know what I was feeling. It was just, I was so excited and happy to be able to put myself out there and help my team out and just leave it all on the field.
At what point, first inning, second inning, we'll get to the double play in a second, but at what point did you feel like, wait a minute, I'm feeling good today? Because there had to have been nerves in the first inning. Talk about when you started to feel like you were on your stuff.
It was towards the 4th, 5th inning where I was starting to get pretty good. Actually, yeah. Pretty good.
And what does pretty good mean? Like throwing harder, more confident?
More
Give me
confident,
okay.
throwing strikes. I was dotting up more, not leaving it more down, a lot down the middle, and it was working.
The 6th inning double play, you get out of it, 2 on, 1 out. Mound visit, what was talked about there for you to get through that?
Just to calm down and keep doing what I was doing all day. Let my defense play behind me, and defense is really what won this game for me. And it just, coach came out there, calmed me down, told me to throw strikes, and it worked.
I know you're going to get some time with your team here. I don't think you've quite had time with them yet. Well, I'm gonna steal the show here. They don't know it yet. What are you going to tell them when you finally get a chance to talk with them?
Throughout the whole season, I've told them to trust in the process. We know where our end goal is, and I'm glad they trust us as coaches. I think our chemistry as a team, as a complete program, I feel is really there. That they're my players, but like there's a tighter bond in that, and the trust at the end of the season to just grind, even when we end up 4th in league and we have a tough start, to know that at the end, if they do what they need to do, we're going to be in a position to have this opportunity.
I got one more. You beat a West Valley League team. That's something in the Valley, right? I'm sure you guys at nauseum hate West Valley League. To get one over a West Valley team, does that make it a little bit sweeter?
Yeah, definitely. We got Chatsworth too this year.
Oh, see, there you go. Double dip
we're
on the West Valley.
We're trying to chip away. I told Josh, I'm just trying to keep up with them out there, so.
Congratulations to both you guys. He talked about being bonded forever. They just won a city championship. It'll be remembered forever.
Good stuff there.
Great
from
story.
Verdugo Hills.
Tark, you always mention you want the great story. And I mentioned it before. This is a losing baseball team that came of age when it mattered most. So here's a team that was not highly regarded, winning a high-level championship, D1. That's just great stuff. And congratulations to Verdugo Hills, their 2nd title.
Yeah, first since 2018. We will keep it moving. And worth mentioning, Verdugo Hills, I'm kind of looking at my notes here. Coulter Fannin really was the big bat in the game.
Right.
2 for 4, 2 RBIs. So, yes, Velasquez was the arm, but Fannin was the bat in that game. There were other city champions, though they weren't at Dodger Stadium. Division 2 and Division 3, we got to give them a shout-out. Roosevelt wins 5-3 over Southeast. Fremont beats Hamilton 2-0. A couple little stats there. Brian Lopez 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and Ivan Lopez 4 innings, 5 Ks. And Fremont's Francisco Frias went complete game, 7 strikeouts, and allowed just 2 hits in the win for Fremont. We will keep it moving. It is time to look at the Southern Section baseball landscape, per se. The semifinals were Tuesday night, and now the final matchups are here. The Tuesday night semifinals in Division 1. St. John Bosco beat Harvard Westlake 3-1. Norco 5-2. To me, real quick, an opportunity for a Mission League team to be in the Division 1 final. They had 2 chances, and they came up both short. Randy, what are what's your look at these scores here? Now we got a St. John Bosco Norco final.
Let's start with St. John Bosco. Love James Clark. I know Razzo got the game-winning hit. It was the difference in the contest. But James Clark is the ignition key there. He had 2 homers earlier in the tournament against La Mirada. He got on base late, scored the go-ahead run. James Clark is a superstar for the defending champion St. John Bosco team. They're on a winning streak. They won a lot of games in a row. They were my pick before this tournament to win it. The other game, Norco, Notre Dame. Notre Dame beat Norco in the playoffs, but because it was round robin, Norco had another opportunity. And wouldn't you know it, they come all the way back, get into the tournament after losing the one game because they had to win another one, which was do or die. And guess what? They knock off that same Notre Dame team. Great victory for Norco. Jacob Melendez was tremendous, hit a 2-run homer, got the save. But what a story with Norco, the number 1 seed with 1 loss, still with an opportunity to win the CIF championship.
So like I said, it'll be Norco and St. John Bosco, the defending champions in the Division 1 final. That is Friday night at Cal State Fullerton under the bright lights. It'll be live on Spectrum. Randy, make your pick.
Well, it's Ayala against Garcia. So you have the lead pitchers, the number 1 guys. I've said it from day one when the tournament began, I like St. John Bosco. I know Norco's the top-ranked team, but I'm going with the Braves to repeat and become a CIF Southern Section champion 2 years in a row.
I'm with you. Give me St. John Bosco. Give me the experience. Give me some kids that have been there. A majority of that team that won it last year is still on the roster. So I like Andy Rojo, and I like the Braves in that game. Division 2 semifinals. Baseball's just as good. Ganesha. You know, this kind of unknown roster and team, maybe we'll talk about that, maybe we won't, but they beat Newport Harbor. I believe it was bases loaded, hit by pitch that won them that game. I think they were down 1-0 in the final inning and won 2-1. And then Loyola, another Mission League team, takes down Foothill.
Logan Schmidt's the name that we have to talk about for Ganesha. He had 3 hits in this game to propel him to victory. He's going to get the start in the championship game. He has major league potential, can really throw it. He's a big-time pitcher and hitter. Logan Schmidt is the name to remember. I kind of lean toward Ganesha. I know Loyola's playing great. They had some come-from-behind wins in the tournament. But I think Ganesha's going to win the championship, Tarek.
Yeah, I like their chances. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Schmidt's going to be the one that pitches on this final. So, yeah, man, like when you got a number 1, a first-round draft pick arm on the bump, that's going to be tough to beat. But, Loyola's seen great arms all year long playing in the Mission League. Should be for a great game Saturday night, as you can see there, at 5:30. Okay, and we're going to take a look at all the other CIF Southern Section finals. There you have it. Not going to go through each one or anything like that, but just so the viewers can see, maybe your neighborhood team is in a baseball final from Division 3 to Division 9. There is one stat I wanted to read off as I take my eyes off the camera here. Last night's Division 9 semifinal, and Randy, you might have seen this tweet. According to Game Changer, Webb defeated Crossroads Christian 24-15 in the Division 9 semis. There was a total of 69 at-bats, 31 hits, 30 RBIs, and 349 pitches between the two teams. Your reaction to that?
Crazy, absolutely crazy. But I'm going to remind you, when I heard about that, I looked up a softball score from earlier in the softball tournament, lower division in the city section. You'll love this. How about Vaughan 44, West Adams 33? How about 77 runs in a 7-inning softball game? But it's fun when you get that kind of scoring, whether it's baseball or softball.
Yeah, I don't know how fun it would be to spectate that. I guess a lot of runs is fun, I guess. I would have to say that's probably a lot of bad baseball and softball. But we won't get there. We won't go down that rabbit hole. You guys saw the final matchups. We are going to keep moving on. Softball time. Let's look at the Division I semifinals and finals. You know, I'll tell you what, Randy, I'm going to let you go here. I think you got some softball stuff queued up and ready to share with our audience. But the one thing I will say, hey, how about two teams that we didn't expect to be in the final? No Marietta Mesa, the number 1 seed, and Norco gets knocked off by J. Sarah.
That might be the bigger story, and that's what I really wanted to talk about. I had thought, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, I thought that Marietta Mesa and Norco had pulled away from the rest of the field, had separated. I was wrong. J. Sarah is hot. They're playing great softball. And the reason for that is two players. Annabelle Rafferty, she seems to be hitting home runs each and every game. She had a homer in the semis. And the pitching of Escobar. Aliana Escobar has been spectacular. She's on her way to Florida. And again, I have to rate this team from J. Sarah as the favorite. They already have a win over La Mirada during the regular season. Here's the irony. J. Sarah beat Norco during the regular year 2-0. Their next game was against La Mirada. They beat them. They play Norco in the semis. They beat them 2-0. They play La Mirada again. Will they beat them again? Or will this time La Mirada get revenge? Should be interesting.
The final matchups for Divisions 2 through 8 in the Southern Section softball. Again, just a board here, just taking a look. Nothing crazy. We're not going to go in a deep dive. But look at Modern Day, you know, a juggernaut in athletics in the Division II final. Ramona Convent. I mean, I want to say that's like a school for nuns, is it not? I mean, is not that what it means? You know, so that's an interesting story in itself. We'll see if they end up winning the CIF championship. Moving on to city softball. We got to keep it moving here. We only got a little bit of time left and some more to get to here in this episode of SoCal Prep Report. Quick look at the city softball. They're not to the finals yet. That's coming, I believe, this weekend. But look, Granada Hills Charter, I think, is the story in this, in my opinion. And here's why. The number 1 seed needed a walk-off to beat Kennedy to advance to the semifinals. So this could be a little bit of monkey see, monkey do, Randy, where the Southern section had some parity. Maybe the city section has some parity too?
That's not shocking. And, you know, El Camino's been a great team, and they've gotten knocked out of this tournament. Over the years, it's been San Pedro and El Camino. But in recent years, it's been Carson and Granada Hills. And you're right. There is parity. I know Granada's the number 1 seed. I know they were the dominant team last year, but they graduated a lot of players. I think you're right. It's wide open. We both agreed that we thought Granada was the favorite and Carson was the greatest threat. We don't know. We'll see how these semifinals develop. What we do know is in that earlier round, Granada Hills was severely tested by a Kennedy program that's had moments and has won the city softball title before. So it wasn't totally shocking. Kennedy produces good teams. But Granada Hills got the victory and still alive to win another title.
Just a quick mention, CIF State Volleyball Championships, Miracosta and Northgate from up north. Look at those records, 36-2, 37-1, state championship on the line. I'd imagine, Randy, quick comment, whoever wins this will probably be crowned the national champion.
That is correct. Miracosta is the favorite. They won the state title last year. They're back to try to get a repeat. Furbringer is a tremendous player. There's a great outside hitter for Northgate for the Broncos. He's very talented. Ingomar, he's a tremendous hitter. But I think when it's all said and done, the Southern California teams are a little bit stronger than the Northern California teams. I know the Broncos are good. They're coming off a 5-set win in their section. as is this team from Costa, which knocked off Loyola in 5. Loyola gave them a better fight this time than in the CIF playoffs. But I think Costa's the defending champs, and I think they'll win it again, and I think they might win it handily.
Yeah, I think so too. But you never know. California is known for its great volleyball. Women's, beach, men's, inside, outside, asphalt,
Right.
whatever. It's known for it worldwide. Got to get to some city section track. The state championships are coming up, and the number one shot putter, and I actually wanted to leave a little time here because, Rainey, I know you threw shot put in high school, so you're going to have a little insight on this. But Venice senior Lawrence Kessinger, I believe is how you pronounce it, 65 feet, 11 inches, breaking a city record of 53 years, and is the number one mark in the state. Probably, if he can do it again, the favorite to win a state championship from the city. Talk to me about technique. Talk to me about this distance. Go.
Well, when I threw it, I went 51.7.5, and I was one of the better shot putters in the city. When you see 65.11, it's almost mind-boggling. That's national stuff. It's not the top mark in the country. It's the top mark in the state. And you talk about technique. Here's a veteran shot putter. He's been around for 4 years. He finished third in the state as a freshman, and it's his technique and it's his explosiveness. When he goes through the ring, how quickly can he explode through the shot put? And he said after his 65.11, he knew it. He knew it was the perfect throw. And as a shot putter, you get that feel on the toss. You can feel it come out of your hand, and he felt it. What made it even more remarkable, Tark, is he fouled on his first 2 tosses. So the pressure began to build. On his third put, he was able to take the lead. He played it safe, but he did take the lead. Then he could go all out on the 4th and final attempt, and it was perfection for Lawrence. He's got a great chance to win the state. He's got the experience from earlier in his career, and now he has great confidence after going 65.11.
I've never thrown a shot put before, but I'd imagine with the way you described it, kind of reminds me like maybe when you're shooting a basketball, sometimes out of the hand, you just kind of know it's in. You know it's pure, right? So I'm kind of thinking on the feel, you know, before even looking at where it ends up, he probably knew it was a good toss. He might have not known it was the state's best number, but certainly he knew it was a good one.
Yeah, he didn't think it was 65 feet. He probably thought he was going 60, 62. That didn't shock him because he felt going in he could do 60. But now you're raising it another 5 feet, nearly 6 feet from expectation. So obviously it was the perfect toss at the perfect time. Maybe one better time would be this week at the state finals. But I think you're, again, talking about a guy in Lawrence Kessinger that is very, very motivated, very, very intelligent. He's a thinking man shot putter. He knows the technique. He knows what to do. I suspect he'll have another great track meet.
Yeah, maybe he's a CIF champion, which is always fun to see from the city. A little bit of housekeeping here. The CIF Southern Section announces a new assistant commissioner, hiring former Orange High School athletic director Alicia Sievers. That was a job floated out there. There seems to be this feel like this position is going to be heavy-handed on transfers. Like Sievers will now be like the transfer police. I think it's a good thing. What about you?
I do, but I'm one of these guys that supports transfers. I don't pick on people from jumping from school to school. I'm a supporter of it. She has great credentials coming out of Orange High School. She's been around for a while. I'm sure she'll do a tremendous job. She will look at the transfers. That's an area, the portal you want to look at. But again, I'm for the transfers. If a young man wants to transfer and he has a legitimate move, I like them to transfer. I don't like it when they do it 3 or 4 times. I think one transfer should be enough. Pick your lovable spot if you're not 100% in agreement where you are. But that second transfer gets a little ugly, and that's where she might come in. One transfer I love, though.
To piggyback off your point, get ready for the rule to go back to one free transfer, and then after that, there are going to be some type of penalties, or you got to move, or whatever the case may be. But get ready. Because it used to be you actually get a free transfer before like your sophomore year or something. Now it's like you're going to get one all 4 years, one free transfer. And then after that, we'll see what happens as we wrap up. My last ad with 30 seconds to go here in this show. Who do you like to win the Western – who do you like to win the NFL, the NBA Finals? We got Knicks already in there
Jared
after
McCain.
27 years. And we got OKC maybe? Or does San Antonio make it interesting?
Jared McCain, he's a local guy. He's playing well. I got to go with the Thunder. They're the defending champs. Shea Gilgeous gets it done when it matters most. The Knicks are playing great. Let's not say that it's going to be a complete run-through for the Thunder when they play them in the finals. And I do think it'll be the Thunder and Knicks. Obviously, the Knicks are already there. But I like OKC.
Give me SGA. Give me the Thunder. And give me the end of the show. Randy, thanks for tuning in as usual. My co-host now. I used to be your co-host. Now you're my co-host. We got a couple more weeks. Tune in next week. Thanks for watching. I'm Tarek Patel for Randy Rosenblum. Peace.